shit. This 1,000. Spin that shit. Spin that shit. Spin that shit. Shit, you coming? Spin the check and get it right back.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Eazyy TV bringing you guys another Division 2 video. Today I just want to do a video on why I feel it is very important to keep most of your gear, most of your mods, and most of your guns. And there's reasons behind why I say don't throw away a lot of your stuff, even if it is lower gear score stuff, because the rolls from 450 to 500 aren't much of a difference. I actually have a lot, well, I had a lot of 450 stuff that had real high rolls on it that was higher than some of my 500 stuff. All right, so I'm gonna tell you why it's important, and I'm gonna go by the gear that I have. All right, so with the gear that I have, as you guys can see, I'm at 97 out of 100 in my inventory. And it's important for people like me and other people to have a lot of gear because of one thing: I am a build maker, I'm a content creator. All right, I know you guys don't want to just be stuck around with a couple builds. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of people that I see that are content creators that don't have a lot of loadouts, and my loadouts right now are full to the max. I use this one right here, which is a build I'm working on for PvP, but I use this one to make mini builds, so I swap out builds over and over and over. But these right here stay for me. So you got your damage to elite, your ODZ, my AK boom build. These are all for PvP. This is also for PvP as well, and that's for PvP. All right, so number one thing why keeping most of your gear and guns is important. The number one thing is the rolls. Okay, like let's say for the gear, right? We're gonna look at some of the gear that I have, even if it's low gear score or whatever the case may be. When you're making builds and you think outside the box to make different builds, from tank builds, electronic builds, flame turret builds, healing builds, DPS build, glass cannon builds, no matter what it is, you want to make sure that you have the gear pieces for those roles. And what I do is I try to accumulate, like right now for the Gila chest piece, I would try to accumulate a pure all DPS Gila chest plate if I'm going for a all reds build, and it gives me that total armor. Same thing I would do with a Fenris, or I would do with a 511 from like a PvE standpoint or something like that. You want to kind of keep as much gear as you can. So when I go down the line, you guys are going to see like some of the stuff on here is like it's okay, but you really want to kind of keep most of your stuff for the talents as well. So if the reds and blues and yellows are not good rolls, 9 times out of 10 you're going to have something on there that you're going to need for a build in the future. So we already know that this game is going to go through numerous patches. We might not get a couple updates that change the gear score. We might sit at 500 for a good little minute until they figure out how they're going to approach going 515 and higher. But as of right now, I advise you guys to keep most of the gear that you have. So like a lot of the holsters that you guys see, they come like this one right here. It's a 500 gear score. It came with 40k health on it, but no talents. So what if you got something like this where you don't have it, you don't have a talent, you don't have the roles that you need, but you have a talent that you want to put on something. Even though this is a 499, and if we go down, it's not too many that's like real low, but this is like a 484, but it still has 16,000 health on kill on it. So it does better than a lot of the stuff. This one right here is a 492. It has 13% critical hit chance. You want to keep most of your gear because of the rolls. All right, so if you got, you know, pieces that got the talents on them, everything that you want on it, but it don't have the roll, if you got enough pieces 9 times out of 10 and you're a grinder like me, you will have a blue, a yellow, or a red that you're actually looking for to make that chest piece basically a god roll. All right, so like this one right here, let's see, this is a god roll mask for me. All right, so I was looking for a mask that had 40% damage to elites, and you don't see a lot of masks like this. But as you guys can see, I rolled hard hitting on it because I did not have the roll that I needed to make it a nice damage to elite build. So what I did was I kept grinding for a damage to elites a hard hitting mask, and then I finally got one. So a lot of the masks that I have, you won't see hard hitting on it because a lot of the masks don't come with hard hitting on it, and it's rare that you see a lot of gloves with hard hitting on it because I only have one pair of gloves that have hard hitting on it. So this is like I say, the reason why you want to keep most of your gear in guns. The same thing that go for guns. You might get, you know, the P416 is the best in my opinion assault rifle in the game after the Eagle Bearer, which just came out. But you also probably would get like a G36 that has Optimus on it, but you don't want to use the G36 and you got a military P416 that only has, let's see, Vindictive on it. And you like, well, you know what? I don't want Vindictive. I want to use, you know, I want to get rid of my G36 and I want to have Optimus, even if it is a lower score, like 460, 480, 470, it doesn't matter because you're also going to get their rolls, especially if you play normalized. It's going to heighten all the gear to the max potential that it can be anyways. So this is one of the main reasons why you want to keep a lot of guns, a lot of gear and stuff like that, because to be honest, as a build maker, I've made plenty builds. I have plenty builds and I'm still coming up with new ideas to make builds, and I need those rolls. I need those guard rolls. I need everything to be on point. So when I do make a build for you guys, that I'm not giving you a weak ass build or, you know, something that's so mediocre. I'm trying to give you the best that that build can be. So you want to keep almost everything that you can get. Now, if it's like purples and stuff like that, yeah, you can get rid of it. But I have stuff that's like 450 that's pretty decent. All right. So like I said, with the gloves, it's rare, very rare that you're going to find something with hard hitting on it. If you guys see and look right now, I only have one pair of gloves with hard hitting, and that's the ones that I have on now. The same thing for my stash. I can go to my gloves and I don't have hard hitting anywhere. There's no hard hitting nowhere in here. And a lot of these gloves, like they don't come, not the gloves, the holsters don't come with a lot of talents on them. So you guys want to be careful on what you're doing. Like, as you guys can see, I have a lot of stuff, 497, 496, 450. And the only reason why I kept these right here is because I didn't have any SoCo knee pads. So I kept these SoCo knee pads. But what if I want to just, you know, take this crit chance off and put it on something else that I have a real lower percent of crit chance on? I can take these. So you don't have to go to the extreme hoarding max like I do. Like, I'm 150 out of 150 in stash and 97 out of 100, and I still have stuff that's hoarded in here that you guys see that's 499, 498 and stuff like that, 483 for the mods. You want to kind of keep a lot of your stuff. You don't want to just blow away stuff, and that's because once you get a lot of gear and you like, oh, I don't need that, this YouTuber told me I don't need that, I don't need this, I don't need that. And then when you go back to make a build, you like, damn, I just recently had a piece like that and I got rid of it because I thought I didn't need it, and you actually did need it. So just be careful on what you're throwing away. Now, if it's a shit roll, a piece of gear or a gun that's not, you know, useful, then get rid of it. Like, most of the guns that I have are useful. Like, I have Vindictive, it's okay. I have Ranger, Optimus, Premeditated, Optimus. All my stuff is stuff that I would use in like PvP or PvE. So that's why I'm telling you guys, don't get rid of everything. Don't get rid of all your mods. Don't get rid of all your gear. Do not get rid of all your gun, because I can guarantee you, sooner or later or in the future, you're going to need some of this stuff that, you know, that you're throwing away. You're going to need it. And then what happens is you have to go back and backtrack and regrind missions and regrind DZ routes and looting just to find this stuff. Thankfully, I have been blessed with the RNG gods that I have a lot of god roll gear. I have a lot of gear that I needed to make many different builds. Like I can make rifle builds, nice rifle builds and sniper builds and shotgun builds and LMG builds and SMG builds because I have been hoarding most of my gear. Now, if you just decide, you know, hey, I don't want the gear no more by any means, don't just give it away. Either, you know, you can sell it. One of the most important things, though, to keep most of your guns and gear, especially your gear, is if you need a certain piece, like let's say you need some Gila gloves, you can come recalibrate it, but you need Gila pieces that you shredded down from the gear to actually make one. So I'm gonna show you guys the crafting that I'm talking about. So to be able to make Badger gloves from 450 to 90, you need the required material of, you need texture. So it says Badger Tough Textile Fur. And that's from breaking down numerous badgers and stuff like that. And then you need the other stuff like polycarbonate and all that other stuff. But that's just material stuff. But you actually need, in this game, if you want a Gila glove or if you want stuff like this, if you want like the Gila gloves right here, they make you, which is, it says random brand gloves, so it don't matter what it is, it's just going to be random. But if it's like something named like the Badger, you need Badger pieces to make Badger gloves. You need 511 pieces to make 511 gloves. So don't just sell your stuff and get rid of it. Break some of that stuff down for the material. Get the ceramics from it. Get the, you know, the pieces that you need from it. Also with the book bag, as you guys can see, the only way in Murakami is good because it comes with health on it. The only way you can build Murakami, if you need a Murakami piece and you cannot find one, you've been grinding and you can't find one, you can make one here. But you need a Murakami. You need to break down something that's a Murakami so you guys can be able to make it. So do not just get rid of all your gear for nothing. There's a lot of different ways that you can use your gear or hoarding gear, and it benefits you in the long run, from just getting material, from getting material to build certain pieces, to taking talents off of stuff that you don't need. Like you can have a low score 450 piece that got hard hitting on it and a 500 piece that don't, but you can also roll that off and it will roll that hard hitting onto the 500 piece from the 450 piece. So don't just get rid of all your gear for already. All right, that's a no in my book. You do not need to get rid of all your gear. But that's all I really want to talk about. I just want to give y'all on my opinion on why not to get rid of a lot of stuff. As like I said, I am a build maker, so I run through a lot of this gear. I do a lot of rolls and I look for a lot of stuff. And I'm just telling you guys what I actually look for in making builds, from PvE to PvE, all right, to PvP. I'm sorry. Other than that, man, I just really just wanted to show you guys this video, man. I hope it helps some of you guys out. Like always, man, leave a thumbs up on the video. Also, if you're new to the channel, hit that sub button and the notification button. It's your boy Eazyy TV, and I'm out.